So we recently got a massive update for the Tesla Cybertruck explosion that recently took place, along with a manifesto for why it actually took place. And I want to go ahead and provide an update on the news, but also highlight an underlying issue that we absolutely have to talk about. Now, getting straight to the point, right? We know so far that this was a highly decorated officer, soldier who fatally unalived himself in the Tesla Cybertruck before it exploded. And investigators found on the notes in his phone something that he wrote, and this was pretty interesting. He wrote, "This is not a T attack." I'm not going to say that word. "It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than to stunt with fireworks and explosives?" Now, one of the things I kind of want to mention is that unfortunately, he is right about how this kind of draws a lot of attention. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of talk about that in a minute. And it's very unfortunate. Now, investigators say this is likely someone who is suffering from PTSD as well. He had some family issues that also were taking place. For example, they mentioned that recently when he left home, he shared that he had with his second wife. The day after Christmas, it was because she broke up with him following an argument over infidelity. Now, clearly, this is someone with PTSD, especially as at one part he wrote that he needed to cleanse his mind of the brothers that he's lost and relieve himself from the burdens of the lives he took. And so what I meant by, unfortunately, he was right about one thing was the fact that it's sad that we live in a world where it takes something this drastic to bring attention to an issue that's been ongoing for decades, right? Because our veterans who risk their lives to protect our freedom often come home to inadequate mental health support, right? They struggle with PTSD and they're kind of left to fend for themselves, right? But this raises a bigger question. Why do we only pay attention when there's this spectacle, right? And this is very similar to what we saw just recently with the United Healthcare CEO as well, where it was kind of something to draw attention for this ongoing problem with the United healthcare system. And so, unfortunately, we're seeing these massive kind of displays of violence that bring attention, and it does bring attention because obviously I'm making a video about it. All these outlets make a video or make content about it. They provide the headlines and they talk about it. So it definitely draws up attention. But I kind of want to just mention that we need to do a better job of voicing things that we need to talk about, right? I feel like oftentimes many people have struggles and internal battle, and everyone has, some sort of battle. It doesn't have to be, family issues, right? Everyone has some sort of family issues that at one point take place, or, maybe it's PTSD, maybe it's some issue, again, with healthcare. It could be any issue. And it's very unfortunate that we end up having individuals who feel so much pain to a point where they feel like the only way to really voice how they feel is to have this display and kind of start the conversation about what's going on. And I think we definitely have to do a better job. Now, also, I wanted to highlight something else I found interesting because Elon Musk has said following the explosion that the Cybertruck is the worst possible choice for a car explosion, as its stainless steel armor will contain the blast better than any other commercial vehicle. Now, he's kind of right, he's kind of wrong. I did reply on X saying that explosions become more powerful when they involve pressurized containers because the gases inside are tightly confined, leading to heightened pressure and concentrated energy, right? And so when the container fails, the abrupt release of the stored gas significantly enhances the explosive energy, causing the gases to expand rapidly and generate a stronger shockwave, actually. And this is referred to as a pressure vessel explosion. It's a very common, this is physics. It's just plain physics. Now, again, not saying Elon is wrong about this. I actually, made a quick chart to kind of talk about this. So if it's a small explosion, Elon is right? For small bombs or, explosions, the Cybertruck stainless steel armor would contain the explosion and it would reduce the external damage. Now, when it's a medium explosion, we're kind of both right. But when you have a large explosion, it actually could overwhelmed the Cybertruck's armor, causing a catastrophic release of energy with a more powerful blast. Now, this explosion, I believe, as of now, it was a mixture of fireworks and some other explosives. I believe I definitely had to check the sources on that, so I don't want to kind of say any false information. But just kind of wanted to provide that update that the Cybertruck, if you're in it and there's an explosion, for sure that's bad news for the person inside. But as far as the person outside, well, it depends really on the size of it, right? And so that's just something I wanted to highlight, but just wanted to provide that quick update. Now, typically on this channel, if you want to hit the subscribe button, I talk more about Tesla stock itself and not these controversial issues within, just things involving Tesla products. But just kind of wanted to talk about that. Also, pretty real quick, I just wanted to also mention, there was a lot of speculation on why it was in front of the Trump, building, as well as in a Cybertruck. Many people thought this was like a protest to kind of go against Elon or Musk. Interestingly enough, some of the notes reveal that he was very pro Elon, very pro Trump, and so it doesn't seem like this was a message to go ahead and send to the next upcoming administration. So still not sure why this was chosen, but maybe there will be another update as to why he rented a Cybertruck and why this specific location. Not entirely sure if maybe he just wanted to use this as an expression to support, because it's very clear that he had very strong opinions and support for the right side of the political spectrum. But this was something that many speculated that maybe this was someone who was on the left who was trying to send a message. But it looks like it's completely different, as there's actually evidence that shows that he was supporting the right. Very unfortunate story. But again, I think all of us need to do a better job of keeping an ear and arm open for those who really are trying to voice their concern. So if there's anything from this video, I hope that you could take from it that if you hear or know someone that has some type of voice of pain, just try to provide your ear and your arm to, again, just provide that support, because, we don't want to see more tragic incidences like this take place in the future, as we may end up seeing this trend continue. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this mini update. Again, I typically talk about Tesla stock. I'll provide an update on Tesla stock fairly shortly in an upcoming video, so we'll talk about that. But with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on this next video right over here. Take care, guys.